to begin this program of this historic event hosted by the Gambia Revenue Authority. I remember in 2010 we hosted one WCO proposal, and in 2017 we hosted another event. This time is a bigger event because this involves the Finance and Audit Committees, the experts meeting, and later in the week, the Director General's meeting for West and Central Africa. This is an honor to the Gambia Revenue Authority. So allow me at this stage to invite all of us to observe a moment of silent prayers. Amin ya Rabbi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Members of the High Table, on my immediate left is the chairperson of the Gambia Revenue Board of Directors, Mrs. Lucy Fatou. Next to her, is the Deputy Commissioner General and Head of Domestic Taxes, Mr. Esa Jallo. Next to him is the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mr. Aslan Jallo. At the extreme end of the table is the gentleman from the ROCB for West and Central Africa. And next to him is the WCO Regional Development Manager. And our friend B. Anyayo, representing the Vice Chair. I hope I pronounced his name properly. You are still smiling. And our Commissioner General, the chief host of this event, Mr. Yankuba Dabo. The GRA host the 29th meeting of experts and Director General's meeting. From our records, like I said earlier, we had hosted the 2010 and the 2017 editions here in Banjul. This is a demonstration that the Gambia Revenue Authority has won the hearts and minds of not only Gambians, but other international organizations and stakeholders across West Africa, the whole of Africa, and the globe. This is as a result of good leadership, hard work, dedication, and commitment. We are true to our values. We are also proud to be associated with the WCO and WCA for the many good things that we continue to benefit mutually and share together. Borders divide and customs unite. Therefore, customs not only facilitate trade, but also help in strengthening security across the world. We are ambassadors of peace and ambassadors of development. Thank you for coming to Banjul. Feel at home, and you are most welcome to the smiling coast of Africa. At this stage, I will invite to the podium to be delivered, remarks to be delivered by the Vice Chair, WCO, WCA, from Office of the Vice Chair, Bid Anyayo. Our friend for a long time, he's been coming to the Gambia, so he is no stranger to Banjul.
The Commissioner General, Gambia Revenue Authority, the Chairperson, Board of the GRA, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, the representative of the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, the Commissioner of Customs, our dear friend and one of the tallest guys around, the directors of regional structures of the West and Central Africa region, members of the Finance and Audit Committee, dear experts, colleagues in customs, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My name is Bid Anyawu. I represent the Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, who is also the Vice Chair of the WCO West and Central Africa region. I feel delighted and privileged to give these opening remarks at this very important preparatory meeting for the 29th session of the Conference of the Directors General of Customs being hosted by the Gambia Revenue Authority. As the MC rightly pointed out, this is about the third time that the experts are meeting in the Gambia. And this is the first time that the Director General of Customs are coming to the Gambia for their annual conference. But these are not just the activities that the Gambia has hosted for the region. They have played key roles, not just in hosting administrations, but in the general administration of the WCO West and Central Africa region. On behalf of the experts and all the delegates that have arrived here, I wish to express gratitude to the government and people of Gambia for the warm reception accorded us and for this beautiful facility that have been put at our disposal for hosting this conference. For those of us that have been here for 5 days or 6 days, we are at home. Our activities here have shown that this is also home away from home for all of us, thanks to the Gambia Revenue Authority. The expert committee of the region is here to evaluate the status of West and Central Africa region performance at all levels of governance and to profile ways forward and guidance for our DGs that will be arriving for their conference. As we may be aware, the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, Dr. Kunyo Mikoria, will be exiting from the post in December 2023. It might be a shocking news to some of us, but he served well and the region has benefited a lot from this tenure that he has headed. I wish to bring to fore that it is pertinent for this forum to develop a blueprint on the priorities of governance, programs, and expectations that could be presented to the incoming Secretary General, bearing in mind that Kunyo Mikoria has operated on the principles of inclusiveness and diversity. These directions should be in the areas that would enhance the advancement of customs administration's capacities to achieve the required standards for the best practices and sustain continental participation at the WCO modernization programs. As usual, this conference goes with a theme, and our theme for this year is in line with the WCO theme for the celebration of the International Customs World Customs Organization Day. And the theme is nurturing the next generation by promoting a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs. This emphasizes on the transfer of both knowledge and professional ethics of customs from the old generation to the new generation. We are to profile new strategies in addition to the existing platforms to enhance effective and efficient transfer of sustainable customs professionalism in our region. I'll add a comment here that the Gambia Revenue Authority can be taken as a pace setter in the area of knowledge transfer and preparation for in a succession plan. This is exhibited and expressed in the management of our regional finance committee. I observed that over the past 2 years, the Gambian delegation has been coming with a second person. And I understand that this person was systematically studying our chairperson of the finance committee, who I wouldn't want to announce that will be announced by the Commissioner General himself. So that succession plan, and also the role of the Gambia Revenue Authority in the regional human resource management program is very highly commendable. And with this team this year, other administrations are taking inspiration from the activities of the Gambia Revenue Authority. Another area worthy of attention in this meeting is the area of securing our regional borders that are faced with challenges of insurgency, terrorism, banditry, and we need to evolve new mechanisms to adopt modern technology in securing our borders. The MC rightly pointed out that customs is no longer concentrating on revenue mobilization. We are doing more of trade facilitation and securing the society. You know, that there is this adage, he mentioned that borders divide, but customs connect. It is also worth to note that where there is crisis, customs is the last to leave and the first to return to position when there is tendency for peace. So this role in security and facilitation also adds to the main role that every government expects of customs, that is mobilization of revenue. And I assure the chairperson of the board of GRA and the Honorable Permanent Secretary here present that not just in the Gambia, customs in our region are making solid efforts to sustain these roles. This committee of experts is expected to evaluate the ongoing projects with our development partners and identify new areas and programs for their engagement. The development partners will be employed during the meeting of the DGs to come up with initiatives that would assist the region to provide better services in the areas of burning concern. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Bit Anyayo. Thank you very much. Abdul Kadir Sangao, you are recognized. And JB Vincent, you are recognized. The media, thank you for coming. And GRA management, thank you for coming. At this stage, I'll now invite Abdul Kadir from Mali, who is also the regional coordinator for capacity building, to make a statement.
Merci beaucoup. Monsieur le commissionnaire de l'autorité des revenus de Gambie, monsieur le représentant du vice-président de la région OMDA.
English is number 1, French number 2, Portuguese number 3.
Bonjour, Monsieur le commissionnaire de l'autorité de revenus de la Gambie, Monsieur le représentant du vice-président de la région OMD-AOC, Monsieur le représentant du secrétariat de l'OMD, coordinateur régional des activités de renforcement des capacités, Monsieur le représentant de la Commission de l'Union africaine, Mesdames et Messieurs les représentants des communautés économiques régionales, Messieurs les directeurs des structures régionales, Mesdames et Messieurs les experts représentant les administrations douanières, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs. C'est pour moi un réel plaisir de prendre la parole à la cérémonie d'ouverture de la 27e réunion du comité des experts de la conférence des directeurs généraux des douanes de la région OMD-AOC sur le thème « Accompagner la nouvelle génération, promouvoir le partage des connaissances et renforcer la fierté de la profession douanière ». En cette circonstance, je souhaite témoigner ma profonde gratitude à Monsieur le commissionnaire de l'autorité de revenus du Gambie et aux autorités de la Gambie qui ont bien voulu autoriser la tenue dans ce beau pays des présences assises en dépit d'un contexte régional caractérisé par l'insécurité et le terrorisme. Je voudrais également remercier le secrétariat de l'OMD dont la présence parmi nous témoigne de l'intérêt qu'il a pour les activités de la région. Je voudrais aussi remercier les communautés économiques régionales dont la présence témoigne l'intérêt qu'elles ont pour les activités de la région. Je tiens à saluer les structures régionales pour leur engagement dans la mise en œuvre des activités qui contribuent au renforcement des capacités opérationnelles de la région. Enfin, je ne saurais oublier les experts qui représentent leurs administrations, dont nous n'ignorons pas les efforts qu'ils déploient pour insuffler une dynamique à la modernisation et aux réformes douanières grâce à des contributions suffisantes quant à leur profondeur et à leur pertinence. Distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, la 27e réunion du comité des experts de la conférence des directeurs généraux des douanes de la région OMD-AOC qui s'ouvre sur le thème « Accompagner la nouvelle génération, promouvoir le partage des connaissances et renforcer la fierté de la profession douanière » constitue le cadre pour nous, les experts de la région, de passer en revue toutes les questions qui touchent au fonctionnement de notre région. Pour moi, la pertinence des thématiques prévues dans l'agenda est évidente. En tant qu'experts, nous sommes mieux placés pour approfondir la réflexion engagée dans la région dans le sens d'aboutir à des recommandations pertinentes et surtout concrètes au regard des objectifs assignés à la région, à savoir les échanges autour des différents rapports d'activité, les questions de politique générale, les questions de gouvernance, les questions budgétaires et les questions techniques. Par ailleurs, au cours des travaux, nous aurons l'opportunité d'échanger sur les évolutions et les défis de la région, mais aussi les partages d'expériences des administrations des douanes de la région sur des sujets émergents et celles des communautés économiques régionales notamment. La mise à jour des stratégies de gestion des ressources humaines en ce qui concerne le bien-être du personnel et les compétences des douanes. Le repositionnement du capital humain dans les stratégies de notre région. Le renforcement de la performance organisationnelle et la culture du bien-être. Aussi, les initiatives régionales visant à transférer les connaissances à la prochaine génération des douanes et les initiatives qui contribuent au renforcement du dispositif de contrôle et de lutte contre la fraude et du terrorisme, notamment les opérations CRIFARM, opérations Alamba, Mesdames et Messieurs, chers experts, le renforcement des capacités est devenu une priorité de la communauté douanière. Dans notre région, nous devons chercher des solutions communes qui serviront de base à des projets de réforme douanière. Dans cette optique, l'établissement d'un réseau régional de champions de modernisation de la gestion du capital humain douanier constitue une initiative de grande importance pour la région, d'autant plus qu'elle vient consolider les efforts engagés dans la région pour renforcer le capital humain dans le cadre du projet Madao dans sa composante gestion des ressources humaines. Mesdames et Messieurs, dans le cadre de la mise en œuvre de la stratégie régionale, le Bureau régional de renforcement des capacités de la région OMD-AOC accompagne les administrations douanières dans la mise en œuvre de leurs réformes. Le plan stratégique régional décliné en feuille de route qui constitue les principaux outils d'évaluation des administrations douanières. Je profite de l'opportunité qui m'est offerte pour rappeler que le plan stratégique 2023-2027 est disponible. Le BRRC a, dans le cadre de la réalisation du plan, mis en place un processus basé sur une approche inclusive d'élaboration du plan stratégique, avec bien sûr une implication des administrations douanières, de vous les experts et des partenaires pour doter la région d'un plan stratégique qui répond à nos besoins. Mesdames et messieurs, chers experts, nous devons développer des capacités opérationnelles en matière de gouvernance et de finances. Et je pense que la Gambie qui accueille cette réunion, le collègue du Nigeria en a parlé, est un modèle en matière de gouvernance. Et la présence de la Gambie à la tête du comité de finances en est un exemple. Et s'agissant de la gouvernance, nous devons aussi profiter de la présence dans la région du projet ACPI pour consolider les initiatives engagées dans la région dans le cadre de la lutte contre la corruption et la promotion de l'intégrité. Mesdames et messieurs, chers experts, je ne saurais terminer mon propos sans rappeler que nous devons mettre l'accent sur le transfert de connaissances, la transformation numérique des douanes tout en développant une culture de données et un écosystème performant. Nous devons investir sur l'analyse des données pour améliorer la gouvernance, les technologies de rupture pour renforcer nos processus et développer des capacités en matière de commerce électronique afin d'assurer une gestion efficace des risques et une meilleure facilitation des volumes croissants d'envente transfrontaliers de petit et de faible calibre. Et nous travaillons aussi dans la région sur l'amélioration du commerce informel. Donc aujourd'hui, parmi les priorités de la région, nous avons l'accompagnement du secteur informel pour rendre ce secteur plus formel, car de plus en plus, nous constatons que l'activité du secteur informel permet de renflouer les caisses de nos États et aussi de trouver des moyens pour avoir des ressources de plus. Je vous remercie de votre aimable attention.
Thank you. Meanwhile, kindly take note, we are streaming live on Kerr Fatou. We have over about 500,000 viewers that are watching from across the world. Thank you for coming, Kerr Fatou, and the rest of the media. Allow me at this stage to invite JB Vincent Kuala from the WCO, he's the Regional Development Manager, to make a statement.
Good morning, all. The Commissioner General, Gambia Revenue Authority, the Vice Chair of the WCO region, Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service as represented, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, the Chairperson, Board of Directors, GRA, the Director of the Regional Office for Capacity Building for the West and Central Africa region, the Directors of Regional Entities, representatives of donor organizations and partners, representatives of regional and sub-regional bodies, learned experts, dear colleagues of the Gambia Customs and Excise, distinguished guests. Today at the beautiful Bakadaji Hotel, Banjul, in the smiling coast of Africa, the cream of customs administrations of the West and Central Africa region are meeting to discuss issues of the region that will be presented to the Directors General Conference in 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to the 27th meeting of the Experts Committee. I recognize the seasoned experts who have, by their recurrent participation at this annual meeting, succeeded in living up to the bidding of the meeting, to wit, enlightened councils of heads of customs administrations of the 24 countries that make up the West and Central Africa region. It's a great pleasure for me today, on behalf of the Secretary General of the World Customs Organization, to say a heartfelt thank you to the President of the Gambia, His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow, for authorizing the hosting of this meeting in this beautiful country. I think I also speak for all of you when I say we would have been hard-pressed to find a more befitting location for our meeting. I would like to seize the moment to also register my gratitude to the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, Mr. Yankuba Dabawe, for the excellent quality of the reception. Since touching down at the Banjul International Airport up to our lodging here, we have been introduced to the finer aspects of Gambian hospitality. With your permission, Mr. Commissioner General, I would like at this time to send the best wishes of the WCO Secretariat to your collaborator, retired Commissioner of Customs Ismaila Jaro, a fine gentleman with whom I had the honor of working right until he left for a well-deserved rest. We wish him Godspeed in his new endeavors. Mr. Commissioner General, as I speak here today, I recall the enthusiasm with which Mr. Alagi came by, presented me the state of affairs of the Gambia's ascension to the revised Kyoto Convention sometime in May 2002, as I struggled to assume the function of Regional Development Manager. I thought to myself, how the Gambia must be lucky to have such a devoted servant on their payroll. So when the news of his appointment as Commissioner Customs and Excise broke, I felt like everything was as should be. Allow me, sir, reiterate my congratulations to him and also wish him every success as he conducts the affairs of the Customs and Excise Department. I would like at this point to doff my hat to the office of the Vice Chair under the inspired leadership of Controller General Hamid Ali for preparing this meeting with the diligence that is characteristic of them. Your professionalism and attention to detail will allow for smooth sailing as we deliberate here today. Ladies and gentlemen, even though the Gambia has given us a masterclass of how leadership should be passed on, it is widely agreed in many circles that there is a generational crisis in the professional world and that customs as an administration has not been spared. That is why it seems expedient to me that the theme, nurturing the next generation, promoting a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs, was well chosen for this year. In his message to the customs community on the occasion of this world-renowned day, Dr. Cunyo Mikuria, Secretary General of the WCO, recognized the challenge in no uncertain terms, singling out the loss of institutional knowledge and the erosion of organizational culture as some of the risks that customs would face if we continue to neglect the next generation. He equally recognized the opportunity that was presented to us to rekindle the sense of pride in the next generation and prescribed deliberate and intentional communication to them and other stakeholders so as to remind them the noble role that customs is called to play in the scheme of state affairs. And so as we deliberate here today, we must not lose sight of this goal. The message thus passed must continue to resonate clear in our minds as we seek for practical ways to put these precepts in motion. Whilst we listen to the various reports that shall come from the WCO Secretariat, the Vice Chair's office, the Regional Office for Capacity Building, or from our regional entities, pride of place must be given to the above message. How have we supported our new recruits? As we consider the pillars of the draft strategic plan of the region, we must seek avenues for enshrining knowledge sharing as a mainstay of regional activity. How are we promoting a culture of knowledge sharing? What is the state of professional pride amongst customs agents? We must recognize as we listen to our partners and donors that it is this kind of discourse with those gravitating immediately within the sphere of customs influence and those far removed that sturdy ideas which are the result of robust debate can be made available to top management for decision making. We must see in this exercise grounds not only of curating customs knowledge, but also of its dissemination. Customs knowledge must flow as such, both within and without the administration. Finally, when you shall return to your various administrations, you must begin or continue, as the case may be, the process of dialogue within your administrations. You must share not only our deliberations here today, but the entire wealth of your knowledge with the younger generation. You must invite those from other services to take an interest in the work that you do. It is only by doing so that we may dodge the bullet of loss of institutional memory. By doing this, you shall be great disciples of this year's theme of the International Customs Day. Dear experts, ladies and gentlemen, it is my hope today that the ensuing deliberations shall be of the utmost caliber, that the discussions shall be frank and cordial, that we shall, as usual, keep the work at hand, our complete attention, and that the resulting recommendations will go a long way to guide the illustrious Directors General of the region. I refuse to yield the floor without paying homage to our fellow colleagues of the Gambia Customs and Excise, for your non-complacent collaboration with the Commissioner, for your selfless sacrifice in the logistics and technical preparation of this meeting, and for your valiant membership to the broader customs community. I salute you all. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you for those beautiful words. Experts have been challenged to transfer future generations. I'm so used on that in more effort in the origin, transfer knowledge and skills to ensure that there is smooth transition at any stage. And that is why we are where we are. We have learned a lot, and I'm so honest, can testify to that someday. We've learned a lot from WCO on the HR systems that we have employed, because personnel are recruited by HR and there are systems in place in doing that, and that is why where we are. Thank you very much. At this stage, allow me to invite the chief host of this event, who also put up a strong and formidable organizing committee that have presented us this beautiful facility of the Bagadaji. There is a greater surprise ahead, but for now, I'll invite the chief host, Commissioner General Alaji Yakuba Dabo, to welcome us.
Thank you. Thank you, Jaliba. Thank you, Jaliba. We are always happy to have you around. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Jaliba, you'll see us, inshallah. The Vice Chairperson of WCA region, the Chairman of GRA Board of Directors, Madam Lucy Fai, the Vice Chair, Mr. Umaru Sise, and other board members that are here present, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, my brother and friend, Abdullah Jallo, the chairpersons of the Finance and Audit Committee, Director, ROCB, members of the various committees that are present here, the Deputy Commissioner and Head of Domestic Taxes, my friend and a brother, Mr. Isa Jallo, GRA management, both top and senior management that are present here, and other staffs of GRA that are here, distinguished participants, invited guests, the media houses that are present here, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is a great pleasure to be in your midst today to open this important meeting. On behalf of the board and management of Gambia Revenue Authority, I wish warmly welcome you all to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. I hope your stay in our country will be enjoyable and productive. We are pleased to have you in the Gambia. As you are aware, this meeting of experts is coming few days before the Director General's conference, and the reason is obvious. The expert meeting offered an opportunity for you, the experts, to review the activities of the WCO-WCA region and make recommendations to the Director General's conference for adoption and implementation. This means that the success of the Director General's conference is dependent on the outcome of the expert meeting. Your hard work will reflect positively on the success of the conference. As the theme of this year's conference focuses on knowledge sharing, I would urge you all to cooperate with one another and share your insight and perspectives to enrich the discussions and make a meaningful recommendation to the conference. As a seasoned custom officer myself, I am particularly interested in the initiative to build up and transfer knowledge to the next generation of customs officials in the region. The theme of this year's conference is therefore apt and profound. I am a firm believer that the young generation of customs officers are the future leaders of our various customs administrations. And it is important that we enhance their capacity and skill sets to be able to meet up with the fast-changing business environment. We are all aware that there is a continental agenda to integrate our economics, and this will obviously require increased level of cooperation among our various custom administrations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the success of this continental agenda will likely depend on the level of capacity and experts within our various custom administrations to realize this big effort. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world becomes more technological, driven with business processes becoming more automated, it has become even more necessary to speed up our modernization agenda to match up the emerging technologies. We cannot afford to play catch-up any longer. If there was one lesson we learned during the COVID-19 pandemic, is that we should be prepared for the unexpected. The pandemic exposed the weaknesses in our economics, and 3 years down the ladder, most of our economics are yet to make full recovery from this shock. In light of these realities, I implore you, the experts, to take on board these realities and find ways to mitigate them before they even happen. We, the Director Generals, highly depend on you as the policy initiators. At our level, we are committed to adopt recommendations for the betterment of custom administrations in the region and Africa as a whole. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on a final note, I wish to reiterate again that the entire West and Central Africa region is relying on your work more than ever before. It is time to think big, innovate, and find solutions to our common challenges. I am confident that this meeting will be valuable and productive forum for you to do so. I urge you all to begin the discussion with a spirit of collaboration and a commitment to excellency. I wish to thank the organizing committee for the successful meetings that they've organized. I know it is never easy to organize a meeting of this nature, and they have been working both day and night to make sure that what we have seen today happen. And they are still working for the DG's meeting that is coming in a few days' time. And on behalf of the board and the management of GRA, I wish to thank all of you. In conclusion, it is my singular honor to declare this expert meeting open, and I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner General Yankuba Dabo. Thank you, members of the high table. Thank you, delegates. Thank you, the media. Thank you, GRA top and senior management. Thank you, other invited guests. And so now at this stage, we want to go out for a photo session. The lady by the door, protocol will lead us to the ground where we are going to have the photo session. After that, will be followed by a cocktail. Thank you very much. All right, thank you. Yeah, so let's allow the members of the high table to leave, then we follow. Thank you.